Good afternoon and welcome to our craft along. So I've just been confused because our cameras have all changed round. They've swapped around. We've completely changed round and I was like, oh, are they looking at me? It looks like they are. Right, welcome to our craft along. It is 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon here in the UK. So what a better way to spend your afternoon than crafting with our Debbie. Oh dear. So we are... You there?
Hello. I'll be froze. I'm like, do you know when you're puzzled and I'm thinking, what have I done with everything?
Yeah.
I don't know where I've lost something, so I'm just going to run off and go and find it.
You do that,
in a
Debbie.
moment.
You do that. Right. Okay. So we are going to be crafting along with this gorgeous Snow Queen collection. Now, it only launched a couple of weeks ago, so you're very lucky to be getting this along so quickly. We hope you are loving it as much as we are. It is an absolutely beautiful collection. Now, some bits have sold out already, but we know that these craft alongs, you already have the collection. That's why we have them. This is for you to craft along if you've already got it. Obviously, if you've not got it, you can buy some of the bits today and rewatch this video and craft along at a later date. But what we're doing today is we're going to bring you all of the pieces individually, so that you can build your own basket and make it just how you want to do this. Now, this is our Frozen Dreams frame. I love this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Now, it's a 2-die set. You can cut into your cardstock like here, without if you don't use the outside one, or you can cut out of your cardstock like we've done here by using the two frames together. But straight away I'm looking at that and thinking, how many snowflakes could I cut out of that if I wanted to use snowflakes? What a beautiful stencil that would make as well. But I love it how it draws your eye into the centre, doesn't it? And that icy blue looks beautiful. If you like that icy blue, wait till you get to our paper pack and we'll show you that. Now, if you want that today, $16.99 or $19.95. But it's a Club Inspire week. What does that mean? It means that we're giving you an extra 5% discount on your normal Inspire discount. So today we're going to give you the full 25% off this, and you're going to be able to pick this up for £13.59 or $15.96. And again, you're going to get your double points. So we're going to be able to make the most amazing, you're going to be able to make your bundles perfect and bespoke to yourselves. The next thing we're going to be looking at is the Winter Magic. Now, the Winter Magic is an edgeable. You know, here at Crafters Companion, they do edgeables so beautifully. Look at that. Now, this is a repeating edgeable, so if you've got an even longer piece of card, I'd say that's about 6 inches, 5.5, 6 inches. If you've got like 9 inches, you can then do it again and you could have another one of those loops, or 12 inches and you'll be able to get it on twice. Absolutely gorgeous. Is that going to go at the side of your project, across the top or the bottom of your project? Absolutely gorgeous. Yes, it's got snowy, let's say, connotations to it, but I can imagine that being used for all sorts. Or cut one back to back to the other and you'll be able to have a gorgeous middle detail. Now we have got our winter sentiments. Lovely, loads of brilliant sentiments. $4.99, $6.95. That's going to drop down to $3.99 or $5.56 if you are platinum. Look at that. You could just, there's some normal ones like Merry Christmas, but then you've got some Frosty and Bright and what's this one? 'Tis the Season to Sparkle down at the bottom. Now, I think this one has to be my favourite. Now, I've seen how many of these are left, and there aren't many of these left at all. This is the most magnificent snowflake. It is a majestic snowflake. 2 dies in total, so it cuts into your card. I think this is what I love. I love it cut in, but you can also cut it out when you use the outer die. Really impressive to see that you can go from this to this. It just blows my mind. $12.99 or $14.95. But if you get this today, the best price you'll have ever got, being able to get this one on, £10.39, $11.96. So that's your next one. Oh, isn't she beautiful? We have got the Snow Queen next. Now this is a stamp and die set. $9.99, $12.95 for the full set. Again, it's going to drop down to $7.99 or $10.36. If you didn't do her in blue, then I'm sure she wouldn't look like a Snow Queen. You could have her looking like a prom girl, even a wedding day. You know, anything that you want to be celebrating those achievements. And you've seen loads of tutorials from Leanne, and Sara did a beautiful one when this launched on how to get the colours and folds in that dress. Then the next one, this is gorgeous, Midnight Sleigh Ride. Right, so you're going to get both of these in together. Absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to get 2 stamps, 2 dies. So you've got the gorgeous stag, isn't he beautiful, and that sleigh as well. Use them together, use them separately, that's entirely up to you. I can imagine putting a little bit of gold braid between the two to look like, you know, your sleigh. Your reins, that's the word I was looking for. $12.99, that's good value for 2 stamps, 2 dies, $14.95. Today, £10.39, $11.99 if you are platinum. Now we're nearly at the end, there's not many left, but wow, this has to be the best embossing folder we have ever done. Look at that, it's a 3D embossing folder, it's our Enchanted Forest. You just want to trip down there, don't you? You can walk all the way down between those trees. It is so dimensional. $5.99, $7.99, but look at that platinum price. £4.79, $6.36. Now I am whizzing through these because you want to get to the important bit with our Debbie, but I needed to show you all the pieces. The next one we've got is our gold shimmer spray. You can see the bottle just there. It comes just, oh, let me get it around the right way, in a lovely bottle. Full of that mica, but it holds it so well in the solution. It sprays brilliantly on your black and it looks amazing on your white too. $6.99, $8.95. Your platinum price is down there as well with 25% off. You've got your crushed iced glitter. This is magnificent. Look at that lovely big chunks of it is like a glitter, but it's also like, I would say, it reminds me, I'm trying to think what the word is. It is like little shards of glass or ice. You are right there, Liam. But I'm trying to think of the iridescent full paper, I think is the word I was looking for. £6.36 or $7.96 if you are platinum. You're going to get your full tub of that. It goes a long way. You've got your ribbons that are perfectly colour matched as well. This is your seam binding ribbon there. $4.99 or $6.95. Look at that, $3.99 for this whole pack, $5.56 if you're platinum. Now, who doesn't love a good charm? Here are our metal charms. Look at those snowflakes. You're going to be using it with this collection and loads more. You're going to get 2 of each of these, 5 designs, 2 of each, $4.99. That comes out at 50p a charm before you even knocked off your platinum price, or $6.95. Look at that, even better. Just about 40p a charm if you're platinum, $3.99, $5.56. Amazing, amazing value. 2 left to go that we've got. This is your 5x5 lightweight paper. Now, I think our Debbie is using this. She's nodding for me. You're going to get 24 sheets in this 5x5 square, and she's going to show you why you need this when you start cutting out some of those snowflakes. It's brilliant. $4.99, $6.95, even better in platinum. And the final one is our luxury pearl card. You can see the colours there, but I'm going to turn it round. There we go. Look at that. You've got your dark blue, you've got your teals, you've got your greens, you've got your aquas, you've got your yellows. Absolutely gorgeous papers. You definitely need that pad, Liam. You are right. It's A4 in size. It's 250 GSM, and you've got 24 sheets in total. $16.99 or $22.95. But look at that platinum price, £13.59 or $18.36. There you go. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, now, you know how our craft-alongs work. I'm going to be not saying a great deal for this, but I'll be here whenever you need me. But our Debbie is going to take the reins to do that. But she isn't going to be crafting alone. Hopefully, you all at home are going to be crafting with her. But we've got a special guest. It's her first time on the screen doing a craft along. It's our lovely Mary Lou, who's out in California. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hello. You've told me it's what, 10 past 6 in the morning out there, is it not? I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you're up and looking so fresh-faced and raring to go. As we said, it's your first craft along, yes? Yeah. And you've got all of the Snow Queen collection there ready so that you can craft along with Debbie. That's correct, is it?
Yeah.
Yep. Brilliant. I'll just tell everybody, I've already been eyeing up Mary Lou's craft room. Look at that behind her. It's most impressive. Hopefully, if we get a little bit of time later, we'll talk to you more about your craft room and how you love to craft. But for now, Mary Lou, I'm going to pass you over to Debbie, and she's going to show us what we're going to be making and what you need to make sure you've got ready. So there we go. Debbie.
Absolutely. I'm going to say hello as well. I need to do a split screen where I can speak to Mary Lou as well and just say hello and welcome, and I hope you're going to enjoy yourself with this craft along project. I promise you it's not hard at all. Hi, are you all right? Are you all ready and raring to go like everybody else is? I know they are, and I hope you're going to enjoy it, because it really is a nice, simple card. We're just going to add lots of the Snow Queen to it. Anytime, though, just stick up your hand if you want some repeat measurements, because it is a little bit of a concept card that we're going to be doing, and Liam's going to come in and close. But for now, Mary Lou, get crafting. Are you ready? Give us a thumbs up. Fabulous. So yeah, this is what we're going to be making today, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous collection, it really is. And we're going to do a little bit of a concept card. It is a 6x6 base, so we've even gone inside and we've done a nice little bit on the inside as well. But what I'm wanting to show you is how to put the card base together, and then we're going to use some of the elements. Have we already done the list, Liam, of everybody what they need? Is what I was going to say. Have we done the list? Thank you. Just so that if there's people just tuning in, the list is coming up right now of all the things that you're going to need, and I'll roughly go through these very, very quickly. Obviously, the Snow Queen is the feature. We've got the Frozen Dreams die set, the Majestic Snowflake die set, the Winter Magic, the Snowflake Queen, the Winter Sentiment stamp set, the luxury pearlescent card that comes with this collection, if you've already got that. If you haven't, you can substitute it with other things. The lightweight pearl paper, which is part of the collection. The acetate and the vellum pad, again, part of that Snow Queen collection, as is the 12x12 papers and the crushed glitters. And then all the extra bits are the things that you need, the tools, the guillotine, the scoreboard, the Gemini machine, and all your glues of your choice, which you can see down there. But this is how we're going to create this card. And I'm going to start with the basics. We're going to go back to the beginning with our card base. Now, you can use A3 cardstock, or you can use A4 multi-purpose cardstock to create your base. Now, I'm going to bring in my large guillotine, because the first things that we're going to do is we're going to chop up all of the card. And when I say all of the card base, and then the 3 extra little bits that create this accordion style card. So I don't know if, in fact, if I do it that way, Liam, we can see it on the overhead. So you can see that kind of style. We've got this lovely little floating element with a snowflake, and although we haven't got it to sell today, we do for those people. This is why we do these craft alongs. We've got that added into that collection for you. So first things first, if you're going to use A4, you're going to make your 6x6 card base with 2 pieces of cardstock. I have gone for an A3 one. So if you've got A3 at home, it's a very simple 12 inches across the top of your large guillotine. And we did get asked a question earlier as well about how can you make, you know, if you've got a smaller guillotine? Well, the answer to that is we would be scoring down at 6 inches, folding it over, then taking it onto our small guillotine, taking it to the 6th inch mark of the 2 sides folded together and cutting down there. But because I've got an A3, I'm just going to go directly 12 inches by 6 inches, and we'll hang on to these pieces, these spare pieces, for other elements in the craft along, and then 6 inch. So you've got a piece of cardstock that measures 12 by 6. Now, if you're doing this at home with your A4, you will take a 6x6 space, and then a 7 by 6 and score it on the 7 inch at an inch down and attach the two together to create a 6 by 6 card base. But that's a very simple, easy way to do, which is why I always say everybody should have in their crafty stash, they should all have A3 cardstock because it makes things nice and simple. Now, I'm going to come in now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure a couple of pieces. I say a couple of pieces. We're going to have 3 extra additional pieces now. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to bring a wad in, so I've got some. We're going to cut 2 pieces to let me get this right, 6.5 inches. So we're going to go to the 6.5 inch mark by 6. So 6.5 by 6, and I'll repeat these measurements in a second for you. And then another piece at 6.5 by 6. So I'm going to make sure I get the longevity out of that one. So that one is 6.5 by 6 and another 6.5 by 6. And then the last piece that we need is one that measures 7 inches by 6. So I'm going to pop that to the 6 inch mark and then to the 7 inch on your guillotine. So right now, what you will have got, and I'll move all my spare bits out of the way, is you've got your base card at 12 by 6, and we're going to put a score line in there in a second. You've got 2 pieces of cardstock that measure at 6.5 by 6. And then your last piece is one that measures 7 by 6. And that's going to be the middle section of your card. These are going to be the 2 outer parts, and that's your card base that you're going to pop that onto. So I think that makes sense, but I'm just going to push that to one side because what we'll do is we'll put all the score lines in. So for your card base, we're going to come on to, and I've got my Score Master for this one. And I'm going to take my scoring tool and we're going to score this along the 12 inch mark. Can I just push? I'm going to see if I can level that up a bit. There we go. That's better. I'm going to come in at the 6 inch mark. Oh, Debbie, Score Master, that's the 5. It's the 6 inch mark, like so. A nice gentle score line into the track. And then this creates your 6 by 6 card base, and I'm just going to make sure that's nice and neat and straight. So that's your 6 by 6, and you can just double check, and I always do because I know what I'm like sometimes, as Corrine will vouch for it. I think I've done a card base at that size, and then I realise I've not done it at all. So that's your card base 6 by 6. And then you're going to take your extra pieces. So the first ones we're going to do are the 2 pieces of cardstock that are the 6.5 by 6 measurements. So we're going to do these score lines on both of those. So we'll concentrate on this first. Now, I want you to take it onto your scoreboard at the 6.5 is where you're going to put your score lines in. So as long as you've got it up to the 6.5 mark, this is where you're going to put your score lines in. If you remember that this is a 6 by 6 card, all of these measure 6. So every single piece of your cardstock will measure at 6 inch at some point so that it fits onto that card base. However, we need to get these in. So on your 6.5 edge, long edge, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So go to your 1/2 inch mark. And again, break those fibres gently. Don't put your tool right heavily into there. You just want to put your score line in gently. So we've got 1/2 inch, 2.5 inch. We've got 3.5 inches. And we've got 4.5. So again, I'll just repeat those. On your 6.5 inch length, so you pop that on the long side, 1/2 inch, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. And that's where you can see all your score lines, and I'll come to those in a second, because what we want to do is repeat it on that same piece of cardstock that's the same size. Pop that onto your scoreboard, 6.5 length long ways, and we're going to score the same measurements at 1/2 inch. So I'm just basically repeating what I've just told you. 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and 4.5. Now the last one for the score line, so you've got two pieces that are identical in size and identical with your score lines. And we're going to now take the 6x7, and this time you pop this onto your scoreboard at the 7-inch long edge that goes across. That's the 7-inch by 6. And the measurements that we're going to put in here is first score line at 1 inch. So I'm going to come down 1 inch. 1 3/4. We're going to come in at 2.5, 4.5, 5.25. I'm just making sure I've got my measurements right here, Corrine, because I know what I'm like. 5.25 and 6. So this is your 7-inch length. It's scored at 1, 1 3/4, 2.5, 4.5, 5.25 and 6. And just so you can see how this is going to form, we're going to go to those two middle, and I know it's difficult with it being white cardstock, but the two middle ones you're going to fold in. Could you see that? Lovely. And exactly the same on the other one. So you'll start to see how this forms, because it's like a little bit of an accordion. So we've got two that go in, and now we're going to do the valleys on the either side. So you're going to come in and do mountain, valley. So push that in and mountain again. And you'll see in a second.
It's a bit of a bridge style effect, isn't it? I think that's the nearest thing I could think to describe
how you would
it.
look at, yeah, exactly. So I'll repeat those in a second, and I'll hold it up so you can see them for anybody struggling with what I start. But I started with the middle just so you could see how those folds are going to go in.
Yep.
Because that is going to form the inner cube, or the inner part of the accordion, because it folds flat. This will fold flat. But that's how I do it. So I always start at the middle to make it a bit easier for myself.
Yeah.
Because I start to complicate myself by going mountain, valley, mountain, mountain, valley, mountain.
Yeah.
So I start with the two mountains in the middle and then work that side.
You can see exactly why it's an accordion, can't you, when you put it like that?
Exactly. And I'm just going to hold that there so you can see how that shape goes. Because that centre, they will meet in the middle. Now, we're not going to fold them over because that will just squeeze it all in. We're going to just join them, but I'll show you that in a second, because that is your middle piece of your card. So we'll come back to those two pieces that are the 6.5 ones, where you've got your identical score lines in. But this time, all you're going to do, and if I try and remember it the right way, Corrine, is we're going to do the mountain first. So we'll start this time with the mountain. We're going to come in again at another mountain.
So you're going round on itself.
Yeah, so you can see how it comes round. And then we're going to come into a valley. And then finish that on a mountain. So that when you look at this now, it forms an arrow, because that little tab folds in, or, as I do, I tuck it in.
Make it
so
neater.
It keeps it nice and neat. So it looks like a little arrow when you put, when you've got that
I'd
in.
say a love heart.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice.
I thought of it as a love
geometrical
heart.
Yes. So that's how that one. So I'll repeat that again, because that's exactly the same. So I'm just going to show you it again. So we'll start on that 1/2 inch, where we're going to come in at a mountain fold. We're going to repeat it again, so it's another mountain fold. So it's a mountain. So technically you would normally go valley, but this time it's a double mountain. And then we're going to come in for the valley fold. And it's really important to get these burnish lines into place so that it folds really nice and neat. And all you'll see, it looks like an M with a tab. And it folds in like so to create this arrow again. Almost like an arrow. So what we'll do is, to show you again, I'm going to instantly get that stuck down. Now, I use red liner tape when I do a construction card. Right. Always have. It's just, for me, the super strong adhesive.
I get why. I totally understand that.
Yeah, you can absolutely, if you want to, use at this point some wet glue. Or tacky glue would be what I recommend, or the dry adhesive like our tape pens. Yeah. They are super strong adhesive at the end of the day, but I've always said this, I always will say it, I prefer, just for a construction card that's got a little bit to it, I prefer to use red liner tape. Don't know what's underneath that red liner tape, Corrine.
Oh, don't worry, it'll be hidden.
So when you're folding it over now, and the easiest way to do it is just to bring it in on itself. So if I just show you, fold that down and just match that up. Now you can be, at this point, using a wet glue to give yourself a little bit of wiggle time, but all I've done is I've just joined it together.
Yeah.
And then just adhere the glue. And so you've got your little arrow. And that's the same with the other one. So it's exactly the same, where I'm going to run the tape on the inside of the flap.
Yeah, tab.
I call them flaps. I always have done. I thought, I don't think I'm going to try and change because I'll only end up getting myself all in a kerfuddle.
I just want to say, I've seen everybody's comments. I am reading through them. When Debbie has got to a point, we'll be able to say hello to everybody. But I wanted to let you get going, Debbie, just so that you...
Thank you. Yeah, because we're just putting the base fold of the card together.
Yeah. If I see any questions, I will
absolutely.
shout up.
So you can see I'm just going to join that in again. So I'm going to take it up to that mountain fold, so this flat edge up to that mountain fold. At this point, if you want to add a wet glue to make life a bit easier, I'm just going to pop that together and make sure it's lined up before I actually then decide on putting the what we call the little friction, where you put the heat to it to make that. Thank you. And there you go. You've got your two arrows like
Brilliant.
so. That's that, and they are the end parts of your card because they're going to join in into the centre. So this one, you're probably thinking, well, where am I going to take that? How am I going to take that? Well, this is because we're going to pop it onto a fold. And if I just show you for a second, we're going to pop it onto the base card. So can you see how that works? So the middle bit and the two arrows are going to join onto the card base. So it's a really simple, easy fold.
When I saw the card, I was really confused. But then when I saw you getting the three elements together, I was like, this isn't anywhere near as complicated as it looks.
No, not at all. Now, I've seen lots of these on the internet, and I've seen them in a tent fold. I've seen them on an open fold, so a straightforward open fold. I've seen them in 5x7. I've seen 8x8, 7x7. It's just a question of working out your folds. This is a 6x6, nice and simple, nice and straightforward. But your two arrows are going to sit, and they're going to pop yourselves. They're going to sit there with this one in the centre.
So basically, you've got 2 inches on each of those elements to get your 6 across.
Yeah, exactly. If that's how you look at it, that actually is 2 inches.
Yeah.
2 inches when it's folded flat, 2 inches, which covers the entirety of your 6-inch base.
Yeah.
However, we need to get that middle piece down in order to put the other 2 in.
Right.
So I think I'm going to let everybody just catch up for a second, get all the folds done, because the only thing I don't want you to do, I do not want you sticking that down just yet.
Okay.
Because we'll just go a quick comments and a quick little catch up on Mary Lou and make sure she's keeping up to date. Because we'll come back and stick that all together and do the card bits that we need to do.
That seems to me to be a perfect point to stop. And I'm so sorry, I wanted to let Debbie get going. So I have been seeing that you were all there. So we've now got our lovely Susie on the socials. We've got Lois here from Ohio. We've got Lynn Arrow. Hello again, Corrine Debby, the amazing CTV team, and the wonderful social superstar and everyone. Well, that covered us all, didn't it? Hello, Lynn. Christy Mahoney is here. She says, good morning, everyone. Church in a little while, so I won't be able to stay long, but this craft along looks amazing. That's the amazing thing. If you have to dip out of our shows, you can just go back and watch them, Facebook, YouTube, at any point you want. As our Debbie said this morning, these shows will be on there for eternity, so you can dip into these at any point. If you think to yourself, oh, I've got that Snow Queen, or I wanted to make that concertina card or accordion card, how did Debbie do it with a different collection? You'll be able to go there. Now, Renee, she says, good morning, afternoon from beautiful Minnesota. I made my first card using the Snow Queen collection. Hopefully, we might get an image of that in a little while. Michelle Harris says, morning all. Phil Watson's good afternoon all. Sweet Lady 1027 says, good morning to everyone from New York. Rachel Brown's good afternoon, everyone. Hannah Gossing-Smith says, hey all, going to try and craft along so won't be chatting. I'm going to try and recreate using some Christmas dies and the Nutcracker selection. Let's see how it goes. That's the brilliant thing. So Debbie's got a border die on the side. Use whatever border die you've got. You know, you've got other snowflakes. You can use those too. We've got Alice, morning everyone from a hot and sunny Orlando, Florida. Betty says, I love that snowflake die. I have used it a lot. Well, look at you, Betty, because guess what? It's just sold out. Charlotte Everett says, good afternoon all from my crafty lovelies from here in Herne Bay. Me and Gracie are here with you today. Well, you are both very welcome. Sarah Leahy says, beautiful craft-along project, and hi to everyone. Evelyn Kiefer says, hello again from beautiful Colorado. Lynn Morton says, hi everyone from Newcastle. And Evelyn says, Debbie, can you post all the measurements after the show sometime? Absolutely. She says yes. Absolutely. So let's see how Mary Lou is doing. Are you keeping up with us?
I am.
Brilliant.
Actually, I messed up on the 7. Just the one that was 7 inches, so I just used that in reach for another one.
So
but other than that,
one.
I'm caught up.
You've done another one, and is that one going okay?
Yes.
Brilliant. So long as when you finish, as long as when they finish, they all fit on the front of a 6x6 card, then you know you've got it right, don't you? So that's the brilliant sort of leveler to make sure it's all going right. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll let you finish doing that because you look like you're busy doing that. And I'll let you pass back over to Debbie so she can carry on with the next bit.
Yeah, and it's just about getting the central part in the centre. So the easiest way to do this, I find, is with a ruler and a pencil. And you know you've got a 6-inch base, Corrine, so what you're just going to do is mark it off at the 3. And I like to do the top and the bottom. Now, if you haven't got a ruler, you've often heard me say it, and I'll say it again, you've got a tool in front of you.
Yeah.
And you could actually place that on. So I know that this is between 8 and 14, the middle is 11, so I'm just going to put the little pencil mark on the 11. Because all I'm wanting to do, now I'm going to do a faint line, I am going to do a little faint line on there because it just gives me a visual. You can rub this off afterwards, but I just need a little bit of a visual line to make sure that I'm going to be popping this in. Now, I am going to, what was that? What did I love Lillian say?
Heat pens. Have you never seen the heat erasable pens?
No, I have not.
They're from Threaders. And you draw with them and then waft heat over them and it rubs them out.
Oh my God, I need one.
So do I. Keep forgetting to order some. Keep forgetting to order some.
Definitely need one. Now, what I'm going to do is with my visual line, Corrine, these 2 tabs that aren't stuck down are going to sit into the centre. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to open that up so you can visually see it. You're going to line it up to the centre line. And this way, you know you've got it bang smack in the middle.
Do you know what? You were doing that and I was thinking to myself, why is she marking the 3-inch? Wouldn't she be better to mark the 2-inch? And line up? Now it all makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
It's just having the right thing. For me, it's all about a visual thing. So to have something visual makes it a little bit easier. Now, again, I'm going to use red liner tape for this, Corrine.
Yeah.
I am going to also use some wet glue, so our all-purpose glue at the same time, I'm going to put over there because I want some wiggle time. Anybody who's used red liner tape will tell you, oh my God, it's instant. It's like instant grab. And then have you tried to get it off? If you've lined it up incorrectly, in a month for Sundays, it's not going to move. However, little bit of wet glue over the top gives it a little bit of wiggle time.
And do you find better with the all-purpose than the tacky?
Yes, yeah. All-purpose gives me the wiggle. It gives me that wiggle. Tacky on top of it, really strong glue, is like, oh my God, a recipe for nightmare. A nightmare, what's the word? Recipe for a nightmare? What's that matter? Disaster. Recipe for a disaster.
So it would be a nightmare too.
So I'm going to line that up, and then I've just literally made sure it's flush at the top, flush at the bottom, and it's lined up on that line. And then I'm confident it's where it needs to be, and it's stick that down. Brilliant. And then on the other side, so if I just pop the tape on this side, like so, and then again, bit of the glue, because if you think about it, it's then going to sit, it's going to fold over and sit into there. So a little bit of the wiggle glue.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It is. I don't honestly, all my glues have names. Yeah, you won't, don't search for wiggle glue. So what I'm going to do now is that tab and that line is going to sit into that middle line again.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just going to make sure, and Debbie hopes to goodness it didn't move. I'm just going to line it up, and I'm just going to bring it round this way so you can see it. But I want it to sit in the middle. I've got a little bit of wiggle time. I don't want it crossing over, so can you see? It's just joined up into that centre. It's flush on that line, and once you're happy with that, Corrine, you are just going to come down and push that down. Now, top tip, little bit of a burnish at the same time. Nice crisp burnish, and it also helps with adhering the glue on top. And that is your centre part.
Brilliant.
It's so super easy. And honestly, when I say that this could go a 10-fold way, as well as the gatefold way, you'll see in a second how that would look. I am using it as a open fold. That's what we're doing, as an open fold. But now, and you'll start to see this when I put this in, the arrow, the point of the arrow goes into the centre. And the point of this arrow goes into this centre. And that is how you create your card base.
I have to admit, my mind is blown. I mean, when you look at it from front on, the card looks, you're like, wow. But when you break it down into the component parts...
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all it is. Now, again, because it's got a bit of construction to it, and I always like to line a little bit of red liner on there, but majority of this is going to have some wet glue on there.
Right.
But I just like to give it that little bit of...
Extra bite.
Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. And I'm just going to lift that off, and we'll do one at a time. So I'm going to come in with the first part. And I'm going to run now. So obviously, when you think about where this is going, that point goes into that centre. So I'm going to line the glue just either onto there or onto here.
Debbie, are you doing it, because you've got a tab?
Yes.
Are you doing this on a particular side? Is it tabbed down, or does it really not matter?
It's not going to matter, Corrine, because we're going to cover the inside.
Right.
So I'm going to cover the inside in a second. You can leave it if you want. At this point, you can leave it. Now, again, I'm just going to bring it up so you can see it as a visual. I need it to be, and I'm going to open this up so you can see what I mean. I need it to be flush to this edge of the 6x6 base card. I don't want any overhang, but I want it to be flush to this side. And again, it's not really going to matter too much if you've just got a little fraction out. I promise you, it will not make the slightest bit of difference. But it'll make a difference if you haven't got this flush. So again, once you're happy with where it is, I'm going to do it yet again. I'm going to put my burnished lines in, and it'll help me as well in terms of sticking that down. Although, to be fair, I've got 2 lots of glue in there, Corrine, so literally now.
It's not going anywhere, is it?
It's not going to go anywhere, absolutely. And then the same on the other side. So I'm going to lift that off. And if you want to use all red liner tape at this point, you absolutely can. But I'm just going to do exactly the same again, where, again, the point, the arrow, is going to go into that edge of the card. And again, I'm just going to put a bit of wet glue. And again, even though it's the base end of the card, and I'm just going to, because this is a 6x6, I'm just going to make sure that folds nice and flat. It needs to be flush, again, on there. So popping that in. And you'll find with the measurements, they work perfectly. And it fits perfectly. So there you go. That is your card. And I'm just going to hold that down. And again, I'm just going to put the score lines back into place.
Eve B says, Debbie, I'm going to try and make this card because it is so unusual. Had to like and save this show.
It is. Now, again, like I said, there's lots of people out on the internet, and I'll give a little shout out. Again, I think I've seen the Iced Images lady do this. I've seen Sam from Mixed Up Crafts do this. I've seen another lady, and oh my God, I'm so sorry, I can't remember her name.
But
there's lots out there that have taken this concept and used it in bigger, smaller, larger, taller, and either way. Now, if you are going to do it the either way, you can see. Let me just show you. It's a slightly different fold. Now, I've seen it where it just stands and it doesn't really have anything other than the backing, but I prefer this.
Yeah.
I think it looks really effective. And
it's
also,
sturdy as well, isn't it?
do you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to do a double one where I do it on the back. So it's like a full stand, and it'll stand. So rather than having it as a 6x6, I'm just going to pop the same measurements onto this. In my head, I've already got it planned for someone's birthday. Because it will stand. This is the thing. It will stand this way on its own. If you want to chop that off and
Yeah.
just have it as a card front, you absolutely can. Just makes an unusual card again. You can have your verse on the back. I wanted to do it in a card fold style, but in my head I'm thinking, when I have those, and do you know what it'll look like? It'll look like a double star fold card.
It will, won't it?
Yeah, so like, and I'll just show you what I mean. So if I come in and I've got me duplicate ones, if I sit them onto the inside,
yes,
can
look,
you see how effective this is going to look? And I've already planned this, I say planned it in my head, but I have, because I'm just going to show you, if you pop those in now, and I'm just going to try and hold them down, you create a really effective star card.
You do, don't
wouldn't
you?
have this would be chopped off. So it's entirely up to you, but I think it's going to look really effective whichever way you do it. But that's how easy it is to put that card base together. The next bits we're going to do are all the mats and layers. So this is if you've got the original Snow Queen, you're going to use, and I'll need to borrow yours, Corrine, because you've got both of them over there. I need one of them. The luxury linen, the luxury pearlescent cardstock. Let's get this right, the luxury pearlescent cardstock. And I have used the 12 by 12 and also the 6 by 6. So this is the time for you to get your papers out and choose your paper. So I'm going to get those bits ready. I think what we're going to do is just pause. We'll come back, and I promise you we'll get this card done. I promise you. We'll get this card finished. Yeah.
Perfect. We've got lots of people joining us. We've got Robin saying good morning from a very warm Wichita in Kansas. I've told you about EB. Olga says hello all, crafting along, beautiful card. Trisha Love says hello my crafty friends from Atlanta. We've got Jane, good afternoon everyone. Trisha Love, I'll be trying this design. Betty Weaver is hello from Idaho. Sally Thalman says hi again, this is fun, very clever, says Sweet Imp. Lynn Morton says, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. It's about breaking it down, Lynn, into those component parts. And Carletta Morrow says, hello, everyone from Arkansas. Well, we shall give everyone, and I think Mary Lou is just catching up on her last bit, so we'll give her a chance to catch up too. We'll do a quick break. As Debbie said, we're going to have a quick look all about our Club Inspire, and then when we come back, we'll get on to the next stage.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Hello and welcome back. Have you caught up? Are you crafting along or are you just watching? Because so many people have had their mind blown. They've looked at this card and thought, I'm not doing that, I can't do that. But Debbie has shown us how you can break it down and just make it so beautifully. I'm looking at all of these. If we get a chance, we'll go through looking at what's left, but we are running low on quite a lot of the items. So hopefully you've already got your bits of the Snow Queen. But as Hannah was saying, why not use it with other collections that you've already got, just as she is doing, so you can mix and match them. We have also got Sarah Ibbotson saying, hello, Debbie, Corrine, Team Social and Crafty Friends. Good morning from Arkansas. Right, so Debbie, yes. We'll go back to you and
Yes.
then I'll speak to Mary Lou in a few minutes.
Absolutely. So you've got your card base done, you've got it all stuck together, we're going to decorate it. I'm going to start with all the layers first, and then we'll start to add all the rest of the Snow Queen collection. So first things first, we need all the mats and layers for the outside, the inside, and inside your little cubes as well, because I just think it gives it a really nice little finish. And in terms of that, I mean, on the inside panels, let's just see if we can get them there, Liam, inside here. Because if you've got your joins and you've got your joins on, you know, it's going to look a little bit, I'm not going to say unsightly, because it's not really going to be unsightly, because it's going to be out of the eye shot. However, it just gives it a nice little finish. So, with that in mind, I have chosen from the pearlescent cardstock. Oh, God damn, it's beautiful. I absolutely love this. It's absolutely stunning. And obviously, we've got a 6x6 base. So, for the inside layer, we are going to come down 1/4 inch. So I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to come to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 for the inside base of the card.
All right, yeah, for the inside, yeah.
Yeah, for the inside. I'm also going to add, on the panels, I'm going to add onto the front, middle and the front 2 sides as well. And also these 2 little sides.
So 5 in total?
Yes. So we're going to come in now and we're going to do exactly the same. So, and actually, I'm going to make sure I get the most out of my cardstock, because this is beautiful. And I'm going to gut it in a second. Right, so if you're remembering, the panels are 2 inches. So we're going to come to 1 3/4. Remembering it's 6, so we're going to go to 5 3/4. And we need that 3 times for the front. So 1 3/4 by 5 3/4, 3 times. There we go, let's just get that lined up. So you've got your 3 panels that are going to sit on the front.
Yeah.
The front and the front. And then I want 2 ones here. Now, by law of logic and law of maths, you know that you folded a 2 inch in half, so you know you've got 1 inch. So we're going to come at 3/4 of an inch. So if you think about how that is, does it not make sense? Look, bless her. She said she didn't feel like it. Well, I'm going to take it now. You're probably thinking, how do you do a 3/4 of an inch on your guillotine? Now, this guillotine starts at the 1 inch. However, you've got your strip of metal, which is around 1/2 inch. And then do you know where the line stops? That's your 3/4. So if you're ever thinking about that, and I'm just going to double check my little measurements. But yeah, that's just one way of remembering how you would work it out. Now, if you've got a paper trimmer, the best paper trimmer in the business, the Violet Studios, my God, I can't live without mine. You've got all your little measurements on there, and I say right down to the 1/2 inch to the 3/4. So you can go straight into that if you want to as well. Right, so I'm going to move those out of the way, and I'm going to come, I think I'm going to actually take it to about the about 3/4. So I'm going to take it up to that end. You can always trim a little bit off if it's a little bit big. But that's it, Liam, you can never add more. So it's always wise to... a fly's eyelash. I love all these sayings today. They're coming out with some belters, aren't they? Now, I'm going to come in and just show you That's perfect. It doesn't need anything taken off it. It's absolutely perfect. So for that, we'll just push those to one side because we're going to choose our paper because, oh my God, these papers are beautiful. I've taken for the inside of my card, I've taken one of the 6x6. I've actually gone for the matching one in the large one as well. Now, you can use these if you want to use these for your strips as well. If you've only got the 6x6, take it from 6x6, it's absolutely fine. But I wanted to get a little bit more out of because, I mean, aren't they just gorgeous? And we're going to use matching, but to be fair, they're all kind of similar in terms of the colours. They complement each other. So if you don't want to use the matching one, although I do, and I thought I got the matching one out, Corrine. Turns out I haven't after all. Let me go in and get that out.
You did. You said I've got the matching one, and then you pulled it up. I thought I'm not going to say anything.
Hang on a minute. That's not matching. That's matching. There you go. Oh, aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? Now. You know that this is 12 by 12. You know that your pearlescent cardstock is a 1 3/4 strip by 5 3/4. So we're going to take off another 1/4 inch. So we're going to come to 1.5 inch strips. Okay? So 1.5 inch strip. However, using the big one, I'm going to get a couple out of there.
You're going to get 2 out of there,
yeah,
aren't you?
definitely. Because this one measures at 5.5. So we're just coming down that 1/4 inch every single time when you do a mat and layer. And I'm just going to bring that in to show you. It fits perfectly and gives you that really nice, neat finish. And that's why good guillotine, good paper trimmer, that I must have in anybody's craft room. I don't care what anybody says. You've got to have the right tools to do the job right. So again, it's a 1.5 inch strip. And I only need one this time because I've only got 3. So I'm going to go to the 5.5. However, we need a couple. Actually, do you know what? No, I'm going to leave them blank because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the snowflake over the top. I think that'll look really nice because that's what I've done with the original card. So let's move that to one side. 6x6 is not going to fit on a 6x6. It's not going to give me. It's just not. So we need to trim it down.
That wasn't 6x6, was it? You blew. Was that 5
base is 6x6. This is 5 3/4. So guess what? We need to take this down to
5.5.
5.5. There you go. You see, Nicola, you were listening. You were listening after all. And then you can literally pop that there. Now, if you want to make your card go that little bit further, this is when you would take your paper trimmer and you're going to take it and we're going to gut it because I don't want to waste all that gorgeous pearlescent and I'll be able to use it for some mats and layers. This is why I'm afraid, guys, you will not be able to do this technique with a guillotine, which is why every crafter should have a fantastic paper trimmer, and you couldn't ask one finer than the Violet Studios. It's about anywhere between 12 to 15, I think, normally. We'd have to have a little look on the website because I can't, off the top of my head. Thank you very much, Nicola. It is £14.99 on the website or $19.99 if you head over to the website. Oh, yeah. That's full price, no Club Inspire. You've got to take your Club Inspire.
$15 then, and yeah, an
Thank
extra
goodness for Corrine.
And an extra, what are we, 15, 17? Yeah, a bit more off. Yeah, go all you Club Platinums, go and add it into your basket and then it'll tell us, because when you log into your account and you log on, it automatically takes the discounted price off for you. Now, that is the perfect trim. I used the wet glue. I only used it around the edges because if I do, it's going to splurge there. However, it wouldn't really matter because we are going to stick that onto the inside of the card in a second. But what I'm just going to do is bring my 3 panels and we're going to just add to the back. Yes, Liam. I know. I'm not revealing any more secrets, Producer Nicola. I'm keeping my mouth widely shut. Widely shut.
There's no such thing. That's how the secret. Exactly. That's how the secrets come out.
Securely shut.
Securely shut. That's it, Corrine. Securely shut. I let a secret out last week when I was presenting.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Can you repeat it?
No. No.
Well, he's out there, you see.
No, you'd have to watch the show back. Only the people that were tuning in would have only heard it, so it's absolutely fine. Get myself into all sorts of trouble, I will. And thankfully, nobody
Well,
that
you're
knows.
still here a week later.
Oh, dear. Yeah, we've got top secret stuff. I know Craig's been sharing, well, I say sharing, he's been teasing, hasn't he? But so have I, because I've got the same things, and oh my God, do you know, to keep my lid on it has been so hard. So hard, Corrine. There's some amazing things coming out, guys.
I
That's all I'm
messaged him
gonna
to ask
say.
him which ones he'd got, because I've got some really good ones as well,
Have
and he hasn't
you?
replied. He's obviously too busy to reply to me.
I
Has he got all of
I think
them?
Craig's got everything.
Has he?
Yeah, I think Craig's got everything. I've got some. I've got some, is all I'm going to say. We'll compare notes
We'll
after the show.
compare after,
Yeah.
after the show.
Now, I've popped my inside base on the inside. Use the all-purpose glue because it gives you the wiggle time to get it positioned before you actually sit that down into your card. And then we're going to decorate. Now, I've got two dark ones, so I'm going to stick those on there, and the light one I'm going to put in the middle. Your choice. It's your craft along. It's your project. To be fair, majority of the middle section will get covered up, but it's nice to have it there because it all ties in. And
It's that finishing touch, isn't it?
It is about the finishing touches, yeah.
It's that homemade to handmade
It
look.
is, exactly. Corrine couldn't have put that better. Could not have put that better. It's what sets your cards apart from the others that are out there on the high street. And I'm just going to literally pop these. You can see the guys, they're getting all carried away, aren't they, in our ears? They're all excited about this kind of
I know
fold.
which ones you mean, Liam. He's thinking they're those, because that's about the right size. He's saying the floral
Yeah, you can
panels.
make this bigger. You can make this
'cause
bigger.
that made me laugh because our Susie, she said she's off time-wise with her paper pads. She's only just opened her colours of summer pads and the matching linen. And she loves those. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't have to be Snowflake. It could be any of our paper pads, couldn't
Exactly.
it? Absolutely.
Any.
Oh,
And then I'm
what
just
did
going
you send to Sara Ibbotson? She says, thank you for my prize, Debbie. It arrived all intact. I love the card and bookmark. Well, I suppose that's what you sent.
Yeah,
so
so-
cute. Thank you, Nicola. It was a card and
So I did a little giveaways of some of the makes that we have here. So there was a... No, Liam, it wasn't Craft Book Live. It was one that we did here, and there was a Michelle card, there was a Sheena one, and one of mine.
She's
so I
put
did
it on a
little
shelf
giveaways.
next to Ben's picture.
Oh,
You are
that's
forever on a
lovely.
shelf next to Ben.
So me craft book, look at me now, you're making me say it now, Liam. Me Craft Book Live, my Facebook Live the other night, I drew out, and it was lovely Jane, who actually she's regular on here, and she commented on my live, and I'm sending the accordion card out. Different style of accordion, and I'm sending that out to her. So it will be coming in the post in the next few days, and I'm not going to share it too much because I've done one for Tracy.
Yeah.
But I forgot to give it to her today. Okay. I left it to Tom, so I'm bringing it up on Wednesday with me.
Okay.
So, because I've done her a new baby card.
A new baby, right,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
She's by
for
the
her.
door, so you
It's
better
for
stop
her.
talking.
Yeah, it's okay, I'm not going to say any more. Now, this is all of that put together. However, I just want the middle bits doing. And now I know that these are 2 inches. I know this is 6 inches. I'm not going to do the mats and layers with this one, Corrine. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to come back to my cardstock, and I'm going to use the other side.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to come down, and I said to a 1 3/4 by 5 3/4.
Yeah.
And we want this 3 times.
This is the finishing touches, isn't it?
It's all about
this
those.
is a different.
It's all about those finishing touches. I'm actually going to turn that because
I'm going to say, yeah.
I want to get most out of my cardstock and paper, and I always try and do that. I don't know if you do the same.
Oh,
Colin,
yeah.
but I try and get the most out of my cards and papers without wasting too much. Now, we're on course to be starting with the Snow Queen parts because we've literally put the card base together, and these are going to slip into the centre, and this is when you're going to use, and you
got to be on
absolutely
wet glue, hasn't it?
need your wet glue for this. Yeah, got to have the wiggle glue for this because we're sliding it in. Now, you can decorate them before on the arrow ones, but it's very difficult to do with this one. And the only reason being, Corrine, is that you are lining it up into the centre of your card. So you can't, it's very difficult to do that part. On the inside of those you could do that before you actually stick it down and get them in. But to be fair, the wiggle glue gives me a bit of time. It's not a mess, it's not messy, this part. You might think it is, because you're sliding glue into an already cardstock, you know, already made card, but it's not. It's not at all. And it's just about those, like you've just said, the finishing touches. And if you want to leave yours white, leave them white. If you don't want to do this bit at this point, that is absolutely fine. There's no right or wrong way, but I just like to have that premium quality look when I do a card. And that is your card base, all done and dusted.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
A beauty, and like I said, you could use it for any papers.
You could, you really could, couldn't you?
So the next elements we're going to do, and I'm going to take a pause for everyone to catch up, because the next bits that we're going to do are the side panels using those gorgeous dies, our lovely centre swinging panel, our gorgeous lovely lady, because we've got a little tiny bit of colouring to do, but I promise you we'll get this done. We've got another good hour to have a good crack at this. So the next stage of this craft along will be all about the die cutting with that fabulous collection.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's going to give you time to make sure your Gemini 2s are all plugged in, you've got the plates, and you are ready to go. So Tess is saying, good morning, crafty crew. This is a lovely project. It's perfect timing as she started playing with this collection just yesterday. Debbie Howard said this collection is breathtaking. This is the first time I've tried crafting along in real time. I'm loving it, says Cheryl Kay. Shadaya says, I love a paper trimmer, have 3 sizes, because she also said good morning everyone. Rose M. Barker says, what fun and beautiful craft along. Jane L. Staffy says, thank you, Debbie. I'm looking forward to receiving the fabulous card. Still can't quite believe it. And so let's have a look at how Mary Lou is doing. We haven't checked in for a few minutes, but every time we look, you've got your head down and you're beavering away. We did talk about coming to you, but you looked busy a few minutes ago, Mary Lou. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I just have to glue these down. Then I'll be caught up.
Oh, brilliant. So you're sticking your front panels on and then the little bits that go down the insides?
Yes.
Brilliant. But you're managing to follow all Debbie's instructions? Seem quite straightforward and simple, don't they? Brilliant. Excellent.
Yeah, very straightforward. It's great.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Right, okay then. Right, so we're caught up with the comments, and Debbie, we've checked that Mary Lou is right. Yep. So, are you ready to carry on? Which of our dies are we going to use?
I'm loving this craft along because there's barely been any questions,
I know.
any repeats of any measurements, so it means you're either not doing it or you're doing a good job.
Or they've just given up completely. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I'm going to show you the elements that we're going to be using because I've got a few here. Because obviously the craft along, we've done the main body of the work of the card fold. The next bit is all the decoration. We are going to use a snowflake. I absolutely love that snowflake. We are going to use the beautiful Snow Queen herself, or should we call her the Snowflake Queen. We're also going to use this beautiful edgeable one, and for the inside, this is the problem. This collection was so gorgeous, Corrine, I thought I need to use as much as I possibly can. Yeah. Although I can tell someone's been using this because it's all covered in bits and bobs. However, let's just push these to one side. We'll do the inside part of the card. You're going to take some of that scrummy pearlescent cardstock. I've chosen the off-white. You can choose whatever colour you want because it's going to go on the inside. If you want to make a statement, use the blue. And the blue will be a real statement piece in the centre if that's what you want to do. But I personally wanted to use this off-white one. Now, you've got your 2 parts to this. This cuts into your cardstock. Using the frame means that you're going to cut out a solid piece, which is what I am going for. I'm just wondering if I could get my snowflake on the same sheet. Oh, easy peasy, I think. Oh, of course we can. So I'm going to pop that on at the same time. Let me just make sure I've got it in the right place. There we go. Now, at this point, these are 2-part dies. Make sure they take down very well. And we'll try and get that in one fell swoop. So let me grab my tape and let me stick down those elements. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to stick one on the inside, and then I'm going to stick one at the top, and I'm going to stick... Oh, God, I've got little gems. Where do you come from?
Is that what it is? You're sticking gems down,
I
are
am
you?
sticking gems down me carton. We don't want that way through the machine. And just one at the bottom and the top, and the same with a snowflake as well. At this point, to be fair, we could actually get another die out of there, but I'm not going to push my luck. Let's remember, it's a fabulous machine, but let's not ask too much. These are both intricate dies. So I'm going to bring in now... Let me drop down my drawers. Wait a minute. I've done it again. Stop calling them drawers, Debbie.
What are they?
Drawers. Thank you, wings. That's what they are. Wings. They're not... I'm so sorry. I keep calling them drawers because they're a drawer, aren't they? So I keep calling it a drawer. What I keep forgetting is they're not a drawer. What are they called again? A wing. Wing. Should remember that. So I'm going to use this thin metal die combination, as always. And anybody wanting to know what the thin metal combination of your Gemini, there are two ways you can do this. You can use your magnetic base to hold your dies into place, or you can cut down into your cardstock, which is the preferred method that I do. I like to cut it in and see what I'm actually cutting. So if I just take that off now, you'll see two beautiful die cuts, perfectly
brilliant.
done in that one pass of the machine. So let's take that off. I'm going to move those out of the way because we're going to use it again in a second. And let's come in now and remove the outer layer and pop those back onto the carrier sheet because I'm doing a bit of house.
You've been very organised today.
I know, get me for a craft along. It's not like me. Did you hear Liam laugh then?
I did. Was
that not Liam? Oh, was that you, Nicola? Yes, it was. Who else is in there? Who's the third person in there? They're kidding me, aren't they? Oh, the rotten swines. I thought there really was a little person in there with you then. I got really excited. That's so cruel, Nicola. What's she doing to me?
We had a visitor from Tracy's new grandson yesterday. And obviously Debbie missed it. He came while we were on air and Nicola just told Debbie that he was back in again.
So cruel, because I want to get my hands on that beautiful little baby. Oh, I see. So Julia had hold of him, did she?
Between Julia and Livy, yeah, you wouldn't have got a chance.
She's that typical doting auntie.
There was so much love for this craft along coming through on the messages.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm just trying to measure. Can you see? Look, I always have problems with this bit. Let me see if I can measure that up. And oh my God, Debbie, it's not that hard. There we go. So we have got our beautiful snowflake.
It is stunning.
It is beyond stunning. Look at that. It's just glorious. I've got so many ideas in my head and I'm going to use this snowflake, I tell you. And then let's not forget, oh my God, this is beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Now this is going to stick onto the inside of your card. Because I wanted to create a nice little bit on the inside with a sentiment. So at this point, you can actually get that stuck down if you've cut that out.
Was that your white pearlescent card?
Yes.
It looks a hint of blue every time I'm looking at it.
It is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning, Corrine. Oh, by the way, do we have?
Are they sold out?
You are kidding me. Have they gone again? Dotty tape pens? They have.
They were in last week.
Yes, so does that mean they've all gone again? Nicola, you need to check for me. Thank you, because the dotty tape pens, and the only reason I know is because one of the customers, one of our lovely viewers, she messaged me and she said, Debbie, they're back in stock, don't order one. And she put, as I've been saying all last week, run, don't walk to the website. And that's what she said to me. Run, don't walk, they're back in stock. What did you just say, Nicola? Oh, for God's sake, you're kidding me. Oh, Oh my God, I can't believe they're in and out, in and out. Look how gorgeous that looks. But do you know what it does? It frames the picture inside, and I really do love that. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's your inside part done. We'll come to the sentiment in a minute. We are going to be attaching this to the front. However, we are going to decorate this as well. So for me at the moment, we're just going to push that to one side because we've got a bit more die cutting to do. And to be fair, I've got a bit of cardstock here left over. And guess what? It's going to do me 2 snowflakes. So you're not wasting too much here in terms of your card. And there's so much, you know, you want to make the most of it. You don't want to be wasting any of it. So I know I'm going to get 2 more frames out of there just by purely snipping in, because I want to cut 2 of these now. So we're going to do one first. I'm going to hold that down. And again...
Does that have a cutting blade at the bottom, or does it cut... Does it leave a panel?
Yes, it cuts at the bottom. What it doesn't do is cut at the side. So it means you can extend it.
Yeah.
So if you're making it on a box base or something like that, you can absolutely extend that because it doesn't have that end cut. So it means that you can keep on going with it. Now I'm going to switch to my smaller plates just for this part. So I'm just going to, again, thin metal die, cut down, plastic shim, magnetic shim, and the other cutting plate on the top. And run that through the Gemini. Love this Gemini, even though it's a bit dirty. I mean, goodness me, it's covered in flakes. It's a well-loved Gemini.
It's well-loved, and it's been used.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it's meant to be. That's what we're here to do. Use it, and use it, because it is a fantastic machine. It really is. And I've heard we've still got some in stock. Is that right? Or are you going to tell me now that that's out of stock as well? Because knowing my luck, it could be out of stock. So we're just going to repeat that again. Yay, it's in stock. Something's in stock. Thank goodness for that. And just to hold that down again, bit of tape, and run it back through. So you want 2 of these frames.
Brilliant.
One of the outside frame, which is the, let's give it the proper name, Frozen Dreams. One of the snowflakes, so it's the Majestic Snowflake, and 2 of the Winter Magic cutting dies. So the edgeable part of the collection. So let's come in with that one. Oops, throwing bits on the floor. It's all right, I'll be fine.
Everyone is loving this craft along. Eleanor says, I'm enjoying this craft along. Shadiah says, I'm mesmerised at what you're making, Debbie, even though I am late. Don't worry, Shadiah, you're going to be able to, you know, just to pick it back up by watching again on playback, so it's always there. You're just trimming it out then because, like we said, this is a repeating one.
It's just a repeating one. I'll show you. It means that if you had a long piece of cardstock, you could just repeat it on a long piece. So if you've got an A3 piece of cardstock, you could absolutely repeat it if that's what you wanted to do. But honestly, it's just a fabulous die. It's really beautiful. And also a bit of snippability into it as well, because you could snip into this.
It's not symmetrical, is it? Which I think is really lovely.
Yeah.
Gorgeous that, you know, because it could just so easily have been the same pattern on both sides, but being different
That's what I like
gorgeous.
about it. I like something that little bit different. Now, again, I'm just going to come down and snip that out. Thank you very much, Tracy. Oh, bless her. She's looking after us.
She is.
She's wet. Wait a minute. Waiting
on you.
I was going to say wetting the whistle. Is that the right expression?
That's the one. Wet your whistle.
I was just trying to make sure I wasn't saying anything stupid, because
you wouldn't want to do that.
I don't know if you noticed the things that I sometimes say that come out of my mouth are incredibly stupid. Just wanted to make sure I was saying the right expression.
And Jane does say, Debbie, do not drop your drawers.
I can't help it, Corrine. Now,
I'll tell you one day about how I actually did that with my mic pack and talk back one time on a show.
You did, you?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to use this as an edgeable. You can, if you want, to take that down so you've just got a little bit of it hanging over the edge.
Yeah.
I suppose it depends on when you're making your... Because this, let me tell you now, you will need an envelope box or a box.
Yeah.
You can flatten it, but you're still going to need something with at least a 1/4 of an inch.
I would say 1/2 an inch, really, aren't you?
To be fair,
because you've
by
not
the
got
time
your queen
you've got
on
your
the
snowflake and your snow queen,
Yeah.
yes. I suppose it depends on what you're decorating if you're doing that fold. So for me, this bit now is a choice. Do you take it down to the bottom and then trim off those ends? And I think at this point, I'm going to come in about halfway mark. So if I just show you, I'm going to come in and have the halfway mark, so a little bit's just hanging over. But you can take it right up to that very edge and have a full. If I just hold that down, let me just grab a...
Well, could you have put that on before you put your blue card on as well? That would have looked nice.
Yeah, that'd look nice. You could put it on before and then put your glue over the top. Absolutely. It's got a lovely little stitch design as well. So I think I'm going to go with... I'm going to take it a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to put my glue just onto this little edge here.
Yeah.
Now, again, depending on how much of that you're sticking down, will depend on your glue that you're going to use. So, because I'm going to put a bit of both, I'm going to have a little bit of the dotty, and I'll trim the edge off in a second.
Okay.
So let me just come and, because I don't want it all the way to the very top. So let's come in now and line that up, and I'll just squish that there. Oh, actually, I think
it's quite a pliable card, isn't it, to get the bits out of the way that you don't want?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you're reaching round corners and...
Yeah. So let me come in there, and I'm going to just trim off those little edges. So I'm just turn it round and trim.
Mary Lou looks to be doing well.
Perfect.
Hopefully she'll nod. She's doing... Yeah, she's smiling and nodding. So
well, like I said, I mean, when I was planning this, and I were thinking, oh, what can I... It's such a gorgeous collection. I need something like a... do you know, your showstopper kind of... And then I thought afterwards, no, it's such a beautiful collection. Don't matter what you put this on, Corrine, it's going to look absolutely stunning. Stunning. Or as they say, the kids today, Stan. Have you heard them?
No.
Watch TikTok and you'll get...
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah. Stop laughing at me, Nicola. Do you watch TikTok or TikTok? And you'll see, because Stan, I'm like, really, is that a word? It's instead of saying stunning.
I could not get into TikTok. Every time I did it, it just kept showing me chaps doing silly pouts. Knocking on ladies' front doors and doing silly pouts with not very many clothes on. I'm thinking, I've got my settings on wrong here, so I gave up on TikTok.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Was that not TikTok? It was, Liam. It was
my
TikTok.
God, that's hilarious. That's not the TikTok I watched, Corrine. Oh, my God, I'm sweating now.
It was.
Oh, God, no. Corrine, what are you watching? Oh, God. So they call it an FYP, which is a for you. It's something that you click on once, and you click on it once, and it'll show you 1,000 of the others. So I dread to think what you were clicking on.
All I'm going to say is a mutual friend called Dawn set me up on TikTok, so I think she stitched me up.
Don't ever fall for Miss Wheeler.
She set me up, didn't she?
That is hilarious, Corrine, honest to God.
I gave up on it. I couldn't cope.
So I actually quite like that little bit of the overhang there. I think that looks really quite effective.
Beautiful.
So you can see now how this is coming together. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out our lovely snowflake queen.
I'm looking at that. You know, if you've got a full-on scene with a picture on, if you cut those panels, you could almost have like that triptych panel, couldn't you? The scene going across the middle. I know you said a bit's going to be hidden. Ooh. Oh, we've got a question from Mary Lou. Let's have a go. Let me see. Just a minute. They're going to bring in shot. Hello. What's your question, Mary Lou?
Hi. I was wondering, I'm going to glue these on. Where do I glue them on?
Debbie just put glue down that solid bit and just on a little bit of the actual snowflake, and then they go, you know where you've just left it navy blue on your 3/4 inch panels down there? They just go on there, protruding as much or little as you want them to be.
Okay. All right.
There we go. I am paying attention, you see. I am paying attention.
Hey, bless you. Now then, are you ready? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out our lovely queen, but we're going to add the frill. I love this cardstock. So we're going to add the frill on as well. So let's cut her out first. So let's come in.
I thought the frill was the snowflake. It's not the snowflake then?
No, it's this comes as one. So this particular die set is this and this. I think she's gone though, you know, Corrine. I don't think you're going to get hold of her. If you need any of her, though, I'll cut you loads out, Corrine, I promise, because she's just glorious, isn't she?
I'm supposed to have this on a show in a fortnight tomorrow, but I'm not holding out a lot of hope.
I'm not so sure, Corrine, I'm not so sure.
No. It might be a tad scant, mightn't it?
It could It could well be.
I'm going to be doing something with the frame, the border, the ribbon and the sentiments. Yeah, I'll come up with something.
Of course you will, and whatever you come up with, Corrine, it'll be absolutely fabulous, it always is. So let's come in now, and I'm going to just take her out, because we're going to colour her in, so this is when you'll take your tri-blends to do the colouring in section. It has got a nice little embossed section, this as well, so you could run it through and enhance the embossed features. So it just helps you know where to colour from. But you'll see on there where a little top is, a little ribbon round the centre, her legs, the skirt and everything. So I'll show you that in a bit more detail in a second, but we're going to cut these out. Now, I am going to, because this is, if you look at this, these have been sized, so these gorgeous pearl papers that we still have, the lightweight pearl paper, can't say it, lightweight pearl paper, is where you're going to be able to do, and I literally pop this into 4 pieces. So I'm just going to fold mine over, and it'll create a lovely full skirt. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take that to the fold, and I'm going to place the die right up to the corner, and that'll create that lovely full skirt out of the lightweight paper.
It's doing it like when we did snowflakes.
Yeah, and as long as you do it on the fold, if you do it round where the up, you'll end up cutting 4 pieces out, and then you're going to have to start stitching them together.
You've done that once.
I have done that once. How did you know? I like to test these things out, so because don't tell the boss, but I didn't catch the show. You're not going to tell her, are you?
No.
I didn't catch the show.
We were busy working.
I was working, yeah. So I genuinely didn't catch it. Actually, was I working or was I off that day? I'm just trying to remember now.
You were busy. She was on TikTok, says our Nicola.
Oh dear. I'm steaming up, it's getting warm in here. Oh. Right, so let's come in now and open up our lovely, I said, don't even have to do it, it's just fallen out of the die. Absolutely beautiful, but it creates the gorgeous, beautiful skirt. And I say skirt, you've got to open it up, Corrine. So this is when you just, and because it's lightweight paper, take your time with this bit. But honestly, oh, it's just so gorgeous. Look how it cuts the skirt out. I absolutely love this die. And it creates that lovely snowflake design for a skirt. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And it's going to fit around her like so. And I mean, you can tuck it under, tuck it in, or just stick it on the top. But we need to do a little bit of colouring with this, Corrine. So I am going to take my die, and you know what? I'm gonna bring a piece of black cardstock in just for a second, Corrine, so you can see this, because white on white, you can't really see. There we go, that's better.
Do you know what I said? I did a show a couple of days ago, and I actually said I always colour onto black because it's so much easier. Or craft. Black or craft.
Yeah, makes it a bit easy for yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to come in and we're just going to do a little bit of colouring. I've taken the Fair Skin blend, tri-blend, so that I can create a little bit of a light shade and dimension with this. So I'm starting with the lights. I'm going up to the score line mark around the dress, make it a bit easier.
Score lines are in.
Score lines are in for you, yeah, including.
Brilliant.
Makes it a bit easier. And a bit, when I say easy, it makes it way, way easy to do this. I always do a little bit of the dark, and I go around the little features where I think there might be some shading. Definitely around her, oh my God.
Décolletage.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to think of something clean there to say. And just a little bit down on the dark, then into that medium. You're not going to worry so much with this, Corrine, in terms of your shade. It's a little tiny bit of colour. It'll take all of a few minutes to colour this image in. So don't get overworked, don't overthink. Just lay down that little bit of colour. It really doesn't matter. And that's the top part. And I am going to give her a... Now, you could, if you wanted, give her a little shoe colour, or you can keep her nice and plain. She's barefoot, mine.
Yours is barefoot,
yeah, I've got a barefoot. But you can, if you want, have little pointy... What do they call them?
Point.
Is that what they're called? Point shoes? Thank you very much, Liam.
Because they go on point.
Ah! I always wanted to be a ballerina when I was younger. I did. I wanted to be a ballet dancer when I was younger.
I didn't have the poise.
Me neither.
And the, what's the word? The grace. I think I went to a few lessons and, nah.
What is our Nicola saying?
She wanted to be a ballerina from the age of 27. She wasn't interested until then.
Do you know, I thought Nicola were younger than 27. Nicola, how old are you?
She's 27.
27, she's a little... She was interested when the Snow Queen was launched.
Yeah.
What is she like? They are graceful. I've always wanted to be a ballerina, I really have. So I've just coloured her legs in. I'm going to colour in a bit of... so let me put my tops back on there. I'm going to colour in a little bit of the purple blend for a dress.
All right,
again.
yes.
I'm not going to worry too much about colouring, shading, anything like that. But I'm just going to follow the colour around. And it is just a little bit of adding colour to this. And as you can see, it's, what, taking a few minutes to lay down the colour. If you've got your tri-blend brush, Corrine, it's like almost instantly with a tri-blend brush, because you can lay down ever such a lot. But again, I'm not gonna worry too much in terms of a bit of shade and dimension, but I'm gonna have a couple of little elements that just pop. And it's literally the littlest bit. I think the rest of the collection and the card, it really doesn't matter at this stage. There we go. Sorry, I get lost when I'm colouring, Corrine. I really apologise, because I'm absolutely terrible. I stop talking.
It's okay.
It's awful. I don't know why I do it, but I get lost. It is, isn't it? It's a colouring trance. That's what we're going to call it, and that's what we're sticking with, because it is. It feels like a colouring trance. What are you doing over there, Corrine?
Nothing.
Are you...
I'm reading the comments.
You're reading the comments?
Yes. Yeah. We've got Kat. Our cat butt is in. She says, hi everyone, love this card, Debbie. I'm making bread today, definitely going to try this later. Shadiah is saying she could send you a few dotty tape pens.
Aww.
Maybe she bought them all. Maybe she did. And then Mary Pat 1000 says, good morning everyone from Montana. There's a few of you chatting along, but I think there are a lot of you crafting along with this.
That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely gorgeous.
That's what I like to hear. That's what it's all about. It's about crafting along together with a lovely collection, bringing it all together as well. I'm just putting all my tops back on there, Corrine.
Oh,
I'm going to use a little bit of the brown. A little bit of the brown for her hair. But honestly, this is your choice, your colours. I've just chosen it because in my head, that was me when I was a little girl with my brown hair.
Ah, there you go.
I know. I did dream of being a ballerina. Don't know what happened. I could have done it pink, couldn't I, Nick? I could have done it pink and it could have been you. But, I mean, how long did that take?
Not long at all.
Not long at all. Not long at all. So that is our lovely queen. We are going to attach her skirt to her in a second. We're going to then attach the snowflake, but we are going to add some chunky glitter. We're going to add some of the beautiful glitter glue, and I need a little bit of acetate, and then we're going to pop a couple of sentiments, and I think we're all good to be nearly completed. So just for the time being, and at this point you can actually stick down her skirt if you want to, because we can add the, and I probably am going to do it, I'm going to add that skirt on first, then attach it to the snowflake after I've done the glitter. So we'll just take a pause just for a second for people to catch up doing the colouring.
Okay then. So we're just going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see how Mary Lou is doing. So she's crafting along. Now, we haven't mentioned it much this show, but as you know, we're just at the end of our Club Inspire week. So I'm just going to give you a quick VT from our Ben, telling you all about what you can, what's happening this week with Club Inspire.
Club Inspire Week is finally here. Yes! And to thank you for your loyalty, we've got an amazing week lined up. From the 24th till the 30th, you'll get double points on all orders, an extra 5% off everything. That's on top of your usual Club Inspire discount. And a free gift when you spend over 10. And not just any free gift, this limited edition Club Inspire pin badge. Hang on a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're not a member? Well, now's the perfect time to sign up for free. Club Inspire Week. Find out more at the Crafters Companion website.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, briars, misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns and templates, Gemini Pro, Julia and the OG, Gemini Go, Mini and the MIDI, tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens and aqua blends, illustrators, classics and tri-blends and color blends and glitter pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue applicators, envelope box creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard, Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, mitre tools and binding tools and toe bugs, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tack tape, pin brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam, outline markers, DVDs, spell quick Triton pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft and sport press, sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment, ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, year of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Ultimate First Compendium, Sara signature collections, and don't forget Discovery kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
I can just see Liam going up to Ben and taking that tape pen off him. Just the look he gave him. He gives him that look about 5 times a day. It's about... It's right, now, have we still got Mary Lou? I can't see her on my screen. She's crafting. Is she doing all right? Just hold a minute. Out there she is. And we can just see if we can just check in with her and check how she's doing. Hello there. You've got your head down all the time, Mary Lou. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm fixing coloring, and then I just put back the skirt.
Oh, brilliant. All right, so you're keeping up and you're getting everything, keeping along. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Right. Are you enjoying it? That's the main thing. Are you still smiling? So I think you're still enjoying it. Good.
Oh, yeah.
That's
fun.
the main thing. That's the main thing. OK, we'll let you carry on with your colouring then. Right, so, Debbie, do you need me to go get you some more chunky glitter?
Well, I don't know what's happened because I know Sara was involved in the launch show.
OK.
And there's a teeny weeny little bit left in here.
If you do something else,
I am going to
I'll go get you
that.
some chunky glitter.
Thank you very much, because we are going to use as well some of the glitter glue, some of the iridescent crushed ice glitter, and we're also going to use some of the acetate, because the acetate I need just to pop on to have, and when I just bring this in for a second, to have my lovely connecting snowflake, but I'm having a little bit of a dangly bit that just wibble wobbles in the centre. I do love a dangly bit, Sandra, I do love one. I absolutely love... Oh, I walk into these things. I love something that has a little bit of a focal part to the card. So I am going to trim a little bit of this off. So I'm just going to move that to one side, because I only need about, and I'm going to say you only need a tiny amount of this. You don't need a lot. Thank you so much, Corrine. Bless you. Thank you very much. So I'm going to come in and go to about, probably going to go to about 3/4 of an inch with this. And just chop that down, because I only need a little slither. Now, you will recognise that there is a bit of a cloudy feel to this, because guess what? It's our acetate, and we have got, and if I remember rightly, there is a carrier sheet over the top. So let me just see if I can get me, there we go. Poke it all just underneath the cloudy side, pull that away, and you've got that lovely crystal clear acetate. Most of our acetate, apart from heat resistant, has this element of this over the top. It's like a carrier sheet to protect your acetate in transit. Now, I'll come back to that in a second. I'm just going to lay that down there. So I've just got a little piece. What I want to do is decorate me snowflake. I'm going to use me glitter glue for my skirt, so I'm just push her to one side. So I'm going to come in now, and I'm just going to use a little bit of tacky glue for this. And I'm not going to use a lot, and I'm going to just use my fingers. Now, if you do not like getting your fingers sticky, then you could use a spare piece of cardstock. I always want to say to you, whenever you're using glue, just be mindful. It's water-based, so I think it's going to be okay, but I'm just going to dab a little bit down.
Randomly?
Randomly, yeah, just randomly, Corrine. You can go directly on as well and just spatula, is that the right word?
No.
Flatten, use a spatula. These used to have like a little spatula on the end, but they've stopped doing them now, so I'm just going to...
Spread it out.
Spread,
yes.
yeah. What
Can I read you a comment while you're doing that? Because you need to hear this. So this is from Donna Walker. She says, Debbie, this has to be one of the prettiest cards I have ever seen. Aww. I would not be surprised if this was not card of the month. You have outdone yourself with this one.
Oh,
there
thank
you go.
Very much. That's very kind of you, but we will find out.
Not long to wait.
Because it's today, and guess what? There's some belters. Me and Corrine,
we were going through them, weren't we?
We were. We've already picked our own favourites, haven't we?
Yeah, we can't say.
No, we can't. We know.
We know Ben's got two for the month because he got one from my craft along.
Oh,
I didn't win on the craft along. Ben won on the craft along. I'm not bitter.
Oh, bless you. Oh dear. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Corrine, he won the demo of the week with the one that we swapped. And the one that I prepped. And he came in. But you know what? It's fair play to him. He took the concept and he executed it beautifully. So I'm going to let him off with that one. But yeah. Now, oh my God, look at that. Just look at how it's elevated.
That is beautiful.
Doesn't it look absolutely gorgeous? Just going to allow that to dry just for a second, because what I want to do is just pop a couple of little score lines in and some red liner tape on the end of this. So I am going to take my scoreboard again, and I think I've put it away. Let's just bring this in.
That was very efficient of you, wasn't it?
I am. That's me. I'm tidying it all up. We're going to come in and we're going to pop a couple of little score lines into place. I think the first one I'm going to do is about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to come in at 3/4 of an inch and just fold that.
Takes maybe a little bit more to score because you're doing through acetate.
Yes, you just have to be a bit more careful. And I've just seen I've got a little bit of an overhang of acetate. There we go. So it's just like a little 3/4 tab, because that's going to stick at the back part of your card.
Ah, yeah.
And then I want another one here. So I'm going to take that over, I'm going to push it up to that end of that board, and I'm going to bring it in, probably, let's have a think. I think I might go about another 3/4. Depends on how far you want it to come out, to be honest, with this bit, Corrine. Because it's going to attach to the back, and then it's going to hold itself down through it. So it literally looks like, can you see it there?
Like an over-door hanger?
Yeah, like an over-door hanger, because what it's going to do, it's going to sit onto the back over there. And so it's not going to, so it depends on how big you want this bit to come out. So you could go to about an inch. Just be careful and mindful though. It's roughly around your about 2 inch coming out there, but just be mindful not to go too far. I just think that that's perfect, and it just gives it that little bit of a swing. We are going to trim this down, but we'll trim it after we've attached it. So for this time being, we're going to take, and again, I am going to use a bit of red liner tape. You're not going to see it, so don't worry about this little bit. Just need to find the end.
So you're going to do this before you attach it to the card, before you put the snowflake on?
I'm going to put the snowflake on after. You can line it up better. I'm all about making things easy for yourself when you are crafting, not difficult. Seriously, when you do things difficult, you make life so much harder for yourself, and it's like, why do we do this to ourselves? It's daft really, isn't it, when you think about it? It's a bit of card.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be getting his knickers in a twist over it.
No.
It should be, you know, it's, as my eldest daughter used to say when she heard noises coming from the bedroom, literally, oh, sorry, from my craft room. Can I just explain?
That's a different tale.
I'll just explain. Upstairs, I used to have my craft room, the little bedroom, so I called it the bedroom, but it was my craft room, and she'd hear noises coming from it, and it usually was me cursing because something had gone wrong, nothing else. Let's just say. She used to come in and she'd go, Mum, what are you getting so head up about? It's a bit of card. What do you tell me? 10p a card or 10p's piece of sheet of card? And I'm like, yes, I know, but... And afterwards I thought, do you know what? She's absolutely right. Honestly. So that's what I meant by that for anybody thinking Debbie's lost the plot. I haven't at all. Just... Get back to this bit. I've peeled back, so I've got a sticky inside.
I think I need a toilet break.
I was doing so well. Oh. And I'm just attaching it to the inside of there so that the overhang, can you see now, comes over just there. God, come on, Debbie, you're doing well. You're nearly getting this project finished. You are getting this project finished.
Mary Lou's gone. She's left the scene. She's not crafting anymore.
So now you've got it attached. Right, we're going to attach now. Now you've got it on. And don't worry about this bit and I'm going to have to say it as it is, dangling down.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. We're going to trim it off in a minute because what we want to do is position the snowflake into the centre. And when you look at it now, this is what you're going to do. You're going to attach it to that centrepiece.
You can use your almost like your grid lines, can't you?
Yes, absolutely. Now, I am going to use a bit of red liner tape. Now, I don't want you worried about this because the only bit that I'm going to do is the centre bit because we will be attaching the Snow Queen onto the front. So if there's any coming through, please don't worry.
It'll help to secure the Snow Queen down.
Honestly, don't worry about it. But let's remember, this is acetate, cardstock, pearlescent. We need to stick down. A glue will work, but for me personally, bit of red liner tape. Pull that back.
There's lots of comments. You've done it again, Debbie. Wow, Debbie, that is so funny and cute. Dear me, lots of laughing coming through. Shadai says, Debbie on Hobby Maker, you and Zena were a hoot. Today you are even a better hoot.
Did you see that show? Oh my God! Honestly, I shouldn't have been let loose with Zena. Worst combination ever. We just lost it as well during show. Completely lost it. Yeah.
Oh dear.
She's very funny. She is. But oh my God, that was a show and a half.
Right. Was that recently?
Yesterday.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's been a weekend, let me tell you. It's been a weekend, Corrine, it's been a weekend. Now, I am going to add just a couple of foam pads onto my Snow Queen, just to give her a little bit of a lift. Now, again, depending, I'm going to have her as though she's doing a little bit of a... You could put her upright, depends on the pose, but she's going to go this angle. So I'm just going to stick one on the centre.
Have you stuck her skirt on?
Yeah, skirt was on, yeah.
All right, sorry.
I attached her skirt, yes, just to the break. During the break, it was just attaching it on with a little bit of glue just around the centre. And then I'm going to just make sure that that's in line. So I'm going to put two there.
You could put multiple height foam pads here, couldn't you?
You could have a really... She could be really quite... stood up, proud. Proud's the word, isn't it? Yeah, proud. So I'm just going to take off a couple of those backs and then I'm going to pop her on. And again, I'm going to place her. So let's go into there. And then lastly, I'm going to put some of the glitter glue just on. Now, again, down to the colours. What colour do you choose? They're all gorgeous.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go with a green. Oh, actually, no. Where's that white one? I'm going to change it up. I'm going to come on in and I'm just going to add and it's just accenting, is that the right word?
Adding accents,
Adding
yes.
accents, and I'm just going to drop little pieces, because when this dries, they dry really hard, don't they? They're a really nice, they almost look like a gem.
Yeah.
So it's worth just attaching little, and I'm just using that nozzle just to get that on there. And then again, we're going to let that dry. So now if I just stand her up for just for a second, you'll get to see what I mean. She's stood in the middle, and she's in the middle of the lovely snowflake. Okay, now you can see, I'm going to try not to touch her because she's wet.
Yeah.
So I want it to be nice and dry, especially on that skirt. But what we just need to finish this off with, and I think we're going to just do this in time,
We
Corrine,
are.
2 sentiments. So
Two
again,
sentiments.
Oh, 2. We're going to have one on the inside and one on the outside.
Okay.
So you have got your sentiments, and I think I used on the inside of my card, let's have a look. I think I used Merry Christmas on the front and Hope Your Christmas is Enchanting. So let's use those again, because they're all gorgeous. So Hope Your Christmas is Enchanting is one. Merry Christmas is the other. Again, this is your choice. It's your craft along, it's your card, it's your Snow Queen. It's up to you what you want to use. I'll put those to one side just for a second. Let me bring it. Now, stamping platform of choice, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to use, I'm tripping over Matt now. I'm going to use what we all consider to be our hero tool, our lovely 8x8. So I'm just going to drop both of those onto there, like so. Little bit of white cardstock. You've got lots of white cardstock that you had from the beginning of your extra pieces of cardstock, so we'll just use those.
We had a question earlier, where's it gone? Sweet Imp says, what size of paper is considered scrap? I'm collecting piles of papers without meaning to. And this is why you need it, because you'll always use them.
You will, and to be fair, I mean, I don't know about yourselves, but do you have what we call a bit box, Corrine?
Oh, I've got, yes, I have a big box, and then I've been collecting lots of bits at the side of my guillotine. Do you know what? I have this box, and it's probably, it's a good 12 inches high. It's massive. It's got like a funnel entrance, and I used to keep all my bits in there. And it's a white case. And one day my husband said to me, "Have you got any recycling in your craft room?" I went, "Yeah, it's in my white bin." I came back, and my bit box, it's 12 inches high, by about, it was empty. I went,
He didn't.
"Where's all my papers gone?" He went, "I've emptied your bin." I went, "That's not a bin, that's a bit box."
Yeah.
And it's massive.
So
and I made him go to the recycling bin and get it all back out again. Luckily, it was all just sitting nicely on the top.
So for me, my sister helped me when I came from that little bedroom I was talking about to go back downstairs. My sister came to help me, and I had 4 boxes, and they thought it were rubbish, and my mum took it to tip. And I didn't see it in time, and I worry when I come, because they were helping me get all the things from upstairs to downstairs. Literally, what they did was, thinking they were helping, and God bless them, they did, to be fair. And it was at that time a little bit of a mess. So I was very grateful for the help. However, oh my God, I wanted to cry. They were glitter, do you know your holographic? Oh my God, there were all sorts in there. And I was just a little bit on the upset side, to say the least, because they got rid of all my bits. And honestly, I love saving as much as I possibly can. As I think lots of us do, Corrine, and I know that you're the same as me. It honestly, save those bits. They're really important to save those bits because they're going to come in handy for things like your sentiments, for cutting out all your extra bits. So it's please do. Don't waste anything. Get those bit boxes done, but just make sure that your family know not to throw them. Keep away from the bit box, please. Now, I'm going to have to go into a second one because I don't know what I did with mine. I thought I had loads spare, but clearly I haven't. So I'm just going to add these onto the matching cardstock that we've been using. I don't have a rhyme or reason when it comes to sentiments. Corrine, do you?
What do you mean by that?
As in terms of, people might be saying, what size have you used, Debbie? I just stamp it and then trim it.
Yes.
That's the only way. I have a friend who does it, and she has to know the exact size, the exact measurement.
No.
And I can't. I just take it. and do them by eye.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest way to do it. All we're doing is a little bit of matting and layering with our sentiments, and this is just to add those little finishing touches to your project. And actually, I think I've matted and layered this one, but on the original, I actually used, you know how I put corner punch, and I'll show you in a second. I used our corner punch, and I adore the corner punch. Let me just tell you, I use it ever such a lot, because the original, I corner punched the ends.
Ah, yeah.
And just pop that in the centre. Whereas this one, I've actually popped a little bit of the matte and layer onto it, but it don't matter. Does not matter.
That's the whole thing about craft alongs. Yeah. It's all about taking that inspiration and making it your own, isn't it?
It is. It is indeed, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our Christmas sentiment. I'm going to tuck it behind. Now, this is entirely up to you, because you might want to add it to the side, or you might want to add it just underneath, or it depends where you want to pop it. I placed my original one underneath to cover up a little bit of the, the hanging part.
Yes.
But again, if you're thinking about where you're popping it and you're thinking about your card size, we've altered this now from a 6x6 base to, when it's all folded down, we're now at 8 by 8. So think about your things that you're going to be adding to it, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of red liner tape just in the middle section, because there's only a little bit of the acetate there, so I don't need it to go all the way across. But it's entirely up to you. It's, for you, it's down to where you want to put this. It's your, like I said, it's your project again. I'm just going to lift that up.
But again, that sort of hides all your workings, doesn't it?
Yep, absolutely. So let me just go in. I think that's about right. Let's have a little there. Probably about right. And then on the centrepiece, now I'm going to take care, because obviously my little skirt is wet. And then I'm just going to pop that into the centre as well. So I'm not going to put any dimension on that one, but what I will do is just give it a little finishing touch. So when I've stuck that down into the centre part, I'm just going to get my glue again. And I'm just going to go around the edges. Let it dry.
Yeah, if you were doing this at home, you'd probably put the glue on before you stuck it down.
Yeah,
so that it didn't
you put your glue
accidentally-
on, let it dry. You could use,
Wow, Liam's done a bold statement there. He says, I think this might win demo of the show. Wow. Shadaya says, card of the... Shadaya's gone one better. She says, card of the month. There you go.
Well, there's some competition, and it's never a given. It's never a given. But there you go, guys and girls. Oh my God, this is a first for me. We've got 10 minutes to spare.
Wow.
And we've done the craft along from start to finish. And I've loved it. I honestly, genuinely love this collection. It's been a treat to work with this one. Just let all your bits dry, because I need to let this one dry. But literally, once it's all dry, it's ready then to put in your box, put in your card, envelope, whatever it is that you're going to pop it into. But it's just a gorgeous concept card. And we've concentrated as well on the middle. We've not just done the outside, we've done the middle as well. Fully decorated, fully put together, a nice, easy, wasn't that an easy concept put together? A lot easier, and it's like an accordion, a little bit like accordion. You've got the the springy
bits. So if you made this at home, would you maybe do another matte and layer of like the navy blue and white on the back to put your comments on and things? Because I know that's what you do, isn't it? You always do that.
So when I'm making for something for a family member, my back gets the same treatment. I do the whole works, so it gets the whole treatment, and it's somewhere for you to put your if you want to add a verse to it, or if you just want to genuinely write on it. And I would just put that little finishing detail on there if this is for a loved one that you're going to send to, because it really does give it that wow,
it elevates it, doesn't
factor. Yeah,
excellent. Just to let you know, you've got iridescent glitter all. I can see it from over here. This side.
I did wonder.
I could see you. I could see you sparkling. Well, it might have been red liner actually. Right, let's go over and see how Mary Lou has done. I mean, I can just say absolutely so many comments. So we'll see how they're going. So, Mary Lou, how are you doing with yours? Where are you up to? Can we see your card so far?
Hold on.
Hold on. She's just. Oh, it's coming up.
So I didn't get the center, but I got the front.
Oh, looks beautiful.
Wow, Wow, you have crafted along, Mary Lou. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Have you enjoyed doing this?
Oh yeah, it was
Was
wonderful.
was it worth getting up so
Very
early
easy
for?
too.
Easy too, brilliant. Was it worth getting up early for?
Yes, yes, sir.
There we go. And would you come along and do this again another time? Would you
Oh,
come
yes.
back? Yeah,
It's
you'd come back
great.
and craft it.
I love
That's
it.
really good. We were just saying earlier, your craft room is amazing. Is it a big room, or is everything that we're seeing behind you? Does it come out in front of you as well?
No, it doesn't come out in front of me. It is mostly behind.
Mostly behind. Wow, it looks most impressive. You look like you've got a lot of crafty goodies there.
Oh, definitely. A lot of crafters.
A lot of Crafters Companion. That's good to hear. Well, I'm so glad you've enjoyed crafting along. Please, when you've finished, please put a picture on social so that we can see it, and tag myself and Debbie, and we'd love to see some picture when you've actually finished. So that would be gorgeous. So there we go. Okay, and that goes for everybody that's been crafting along, because I know so many of you out there have been crafting along. Please, please put your pictures on social media and tag Debbie and myself with them when you get them finished, because you might not have finished them just yet, and we would love that. Debbie, what would you like to say to Mary Lou?
I was just going to say the same thing, Mary Lou. Once you've done it, get it tagged, pop it on I'm a Crafter's Companion. That's what that page is there for. It's all about inspiration and sharing your makes. Don't forget to tag us in so we can see it when it's all completed and finished. But I'm really pleased you've enjoyed it. It's been lovely having you on as a guest, and I'm so pleased that we haven't put you off and you'll do it again, because it's a really lovely show to join in on. And I know a lot of people are quite apprehensive of joining, thinking that they've got to, they've got
Keep
to have
up
everything.
and- yeah.
Don't worry about it. You've been a lovely guest, Mary Lou, and I'm so pleased that you've enjoyed it and that you'll join us again.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
You're very welcome.
Brilliant. Absolutely, everyone is loving this. The comments that you've got coming in, Debbie. Shadiah says, Debbie, label your bits box. Hello, this is not trash. Definitely. Sweet Tim says, I like this way of mat and layering that Debbie just did. Evelyn says, what an amazing card. Bravo, bravo, and brilliant. Thank you, Fab Debbie. Love, 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 says Shadiah. Absolutely stunning, says Lynn Arrow. Carletta Morris. That's an amazing card. Eleanor says, this is a beautiful card. You'll probably have to make a box envelope for this card. Yep, we were saying that at the beginning, Eleanor. We reckon at least a minimum of half, because even though it squashes a bit flat, at least ½ an inch. But if you remember, Debbie's done 3/4 of an inch on that acetate, so I would possibly be going that far as well. Even though that'll hang down flatter, I would possibly be going that one. Rachel Brown says, I'm going to try this project. Don't have Snow Queen, but have last year's Frosty and Bright, which had a large snowflake in. Good thinking. This is what we always say. Craft-alongs, you don't have to do use the exact that we do. Craft-alongs are all about taking that inspiration and using what you've got, because we know everybody's not got everything. Loads of love for Mary Lou. Bravo, says Lois. Great job, says Betty. And Michelle Harris as well. Sarah Ibbotson says, thank you, Debbie. Absolutely beautiful project. So pretty. Wonderful job, ladies, says Tess. Jane says, beautiful, Debbie, going to do it tomorrow. Brilliant. Teresa Robinson Smith says, beautiful craft along, Debbie. I truly enjoyed your demonstration. Aww. Lindsay says, Debbie, Corrine, amazing show tonight, but this has to be demo of the month. I think it's a close contender. There are some good ones, so we're going to save that till 6 o'clock. Absolutely gorgeous project. Debbie, this project is, that was Mary Pat 1000. Lois said, this project is stunning, thank you. And Vanessa says, stunning card, Debbie.
Oh, that's really lovely,
It
that.
is.
Honestly, to hear those lovely comments is really, really nice. So thank you very much. I'm glad I kept it fairly simple. Because it
doesn't
makes
look
you come
simple when you
craft
look at it.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it? But do you know the person that you're giving it to hasn't got a clue.
They haven't.
Haven't got a clue that it only took you a couple of hours to get that together.
There you
go. And to be fair, we had a fair few little breaks in there, so we could get this done in less than 2 hours. And we've shown you that. So sometimes it isn't always the all singing, all dancing. And I do like to do those. Let me tell you, I love to do the all singing, all dancing kind of cards. Sometimes it's nice to do something that little bit more simplified,
Yes.
but easier. Because every craft along that we do here, everybody can achieve, no matter whether it is the whole singing or whether it's a nice simplistic design as well. So I've really enjoyed those comments. Thank you very much. They mean the world. Brilliant.
And thank you to Susie, because at one point she was laughing so hard she couldn't even read the comment to send them through. So you gathered your composure very well, Susie, and we thank you for that. And we'll blame Debbie for that one later. So thank you all for joining us. We're going to be disappearing now. We have got a 2-hour break and we'll be back at 6 o'clock. Now it's going to be our Second Chance Sunday. You know we always do a Second Chance Sunday at 6 o'clock on a Sunday, unless we've got a special show on. And we're going to be, I can see card shapes out there, I can see gift bags, I can see cardstock, I can see mini memories, I can see so much. Tracy's been really busy getting all of that ready for us. So please come back and join us. That's 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. on the East Coast, and we're going to be doing all things Second Chance Sunday, and they're going to be the most amazing deals, with it being the last show of our Club Inspire week. So please come back and join us. Debbie and I are going to take a break and we'll see you in 2 hours. So post your makes and we'll see you shortly. See you later. Bye.